Hi, my name is Larry Durand. I'm a conservation program specialist with Ducks Unlimited Canada in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. I mainly spend my time working with winter wheat, and Ducks Unlimited has been working with winter wheat for an awful long time. It does provide excellent habitat for duck nesting. We find that we have about 10 to 20 times higher nest success in winter wheat crops compared to spring seeded crops. So that's Ducks Unlimited's interest. However, what we've also discovered is that winter wheat is an excellent crop for producers as well. So what we find is a great benefit not only for habitat but also for farmers. Main benefit is that winter wheat is a very profitable crop for farmers. Very high yielding wheat compared to spring wheats, so farmers tend to really enjoy that. There's some really good rotational benefits to winter wheat from a pest management standpoint, from other rotational benefits, good conservation benefits as well from a soil conservation standpoint. So a lot of benefits there. And what a lot of farmers really like too is that it does spread the workload very well. By having some acres seeded in the fall, it takes some of the stress off the spring workload when you're trying to get your crop in the ground. But also, it's also an early harvest, so it spreads out that harvest workload as well. So it really helps at both ends of the spectrum for farmers to get all their operations done. And especially at a time where farming size is getting larger, it really fits in really well in those types of systems. This year we've noticed winter wheat is looking very good. It made it through the winter very well. We've generally had good snow cover over the winter, and so the winter wheat looks absolutely phenomenal. There was some real opportunities for growers last year who had some unseeded acres to seed some in some of that chem fallow, and that's turned out very well for them. Particularly in those regions that are still wet this year, they're really happy they've got a winter wheat crop growing where they probably otherwise would not have had a chance to get any crop in the ground. Which brings me to some opportunities for the upcoming fall. We know that some parts of the prairies right now, again, are experiencing excess moisture. So if you don't get those acres seeded this spring or this summer, there might be an opportunity once again to get some winter wheat growing this fall so that you're ahead of the game next year and hopefully get back on top of that excessive moisture situation. Now we're also hearing here recently that other parts of the prairies are actually kind of dry, which means that there might be an opportunity there to get some early harvest off this fall. And boy, there's no better situation than seeding winter wheat in some good standing stubble. So for all those canola acres out there, canola is an excellent crop to direct seed your winter wheat into and start reaping the rewards that that winter wheat tends to offer producers. If you're interested in getting winter wheat into your rotation and you're not currently a winter wheat grower, it is a bit of a trick getting started. The biggest challenge is trying to get that crop in during harvest time. And canola is generally considered the best stubble to seed your winter wheat into. However, we recognize that in a lot of areas, canola is often one of the later crops to come off, so it does present a challenge. Other options, barley stubble, oat stubble, can also be reasonable substitutes or reasonable alternatives to seeding your winter wheat into. But so those are other options that you can consider for stubble. The key to getting winter wheat seeded in the fall or late summer is to plan ahead of time. Make sure you have your ducks in a row, no pun intended, but have your seed in place, have your fertilizer in place, make sure your drill is ready, all hooked up and ready to roll, so that as soon as you get that crop harvested, you get a nice burn off done and get that seed in the ground as soon as possible. Ducks Unlimited would like to recognize our significant partnership we have with Bayer CropScience. We formed a program about 2.5 years ago called Winter Cereals Sustainability in Action, which is based on a shared vision of agricultural sustainability. For more information on winter wheat, I will encourage you to visit our website at www.wintercereals.ca.